In a land far away, nestled among towering mountains and vast plains, there lived a mighty king. His name was King Arik, and he ruled with power, wealth, and grandeur. His kingdom stretched as far as the eye could see, and his wealth was unmatched. The people adored him, for he provided them with everything they needed, and they feared him, for his anger could be swift and fierce. But despite all his riches, despite the endless praise of his people, King Arik was not content. He believed that he was invincible, that his throne was unshakable, and that nothing could ever challenge his authority. He lived in the belief that power was the greatest treasure of all. One fateful day, a strange traveler appeared at the gates of the kingdom. He was cloaked in tattered robes, his face hidden beneath a hood, and his eyes gleamed with a wisdom that seemed ancient. The guards tried to turn him away, but the traveler insisted on meeting the king. King Arik, intrigued, summoned the stranger into his grand palace. "What brings you here, wanderer?" the king asked, his voice deep and commanding. "I have come to offer you a gift, your majesty, a gift that will show you the truth of your reign." The king, ever curious but prideful, raised an eyebrow. "And what truth is that?" he demanded, leaning forward in his throne. The traveler then placed a small, simple stone upon the king's table. It was unremarkable at first glance, yet something about it shimmered in the light. The king, amused by the strange offering, sneered. "You think this stone will change my destiny? I have a kingdom that stretches across continents, a wealth beyond measure. What is this trinket compared to my power?" "Keep it then. You will understand when the time comes." The traveler vanished as suddenly as he had come, leaving the king with only the stone. Days turned into weeks, and still, the king thought little of the gift. His days were consumed with more important matters, expanding his empire, collecting treasures, and securing his legacy. But the stone, it never left his side. And then, without warning, the kingdom began to change. First, it was the crops. The once bountiful fields grew barren. The rivers, once full of life, began to dry up. The people began to starve, and whispers of discontent spread like wildfire. Then, one by one, the king's allies turned against him. His most trusted generals betrayed him, and the noble families that had once pledged loyalty now sought to overthrow him. It wasn't long before the king realized that his kingdom was crumbling. His wealth, his power, all of it began to slip away like sand through his fingers. His armies fell, his treasury was plundered, and even his own family turned their backs on him. And there, in the midst of ruin, King Arik understood the traveler's words. His throne, his riches, his empire, they were all fleeting. The world he had built upon power and wealth was nothing but a fragile illusion. Desperate, he searched for answers. He found himself standing in the same room where the traveler had once placed the stone. With trembling hands, he picked it up. As he held it in the dim light of the palace, he saw it clearly for the first time. The stone was not ordinary. It shone with an ethereal glow, and in its center was a single crack, small yet profound. The crack was a reminder that even the strongest of things could break, a symbol of the fragility of all things, even empires. The realization hit him like a tidal wave. He had spent his life chasing power and wealth, thinking they were the ultimate prizes. But the stone, in its quiet simplicity, had shown him the truth. What he had lost was not his kingdom, but the very things that truly mattered: humility, compassion, and understanding.